my name is Holden Hardman. Joined with me is my lovely fiancée Jen, and we're continuing our journey through Daredevil with Daredevil Season 2, Episode 5. The last episode, I believe, is when some of the Punisher stuff kind of got wrapped up, and we were introduced to a character named Elektra that was sitting in Matt's apartment at the very end. How are you feeling going into this episode?
I'm really hoping that the Punisher comes back in some form, but it seemed like you said, pretty wrapped up in the last episode. So my hope is really dwindling for that. But I hope that somehow he makes an appearance. As far as Elektra, I mean, she said like one line, but just looking at her, I feel like I'm gonna like her. Just because seems like she's a little spitfire. And I like those type of characters.
I know you do.
So I'm excited, also very curious, because I do remember that's the character Jennifer Garner played in the movie.
Yes.
But I barely remember that movie, and I definitely don't remember like if they were friend or foe. Her aura seemed very, not necessarily a friend in this one. So I'm like, are they villain, or is she a villain? Is she, I don't know. So I'm very curious.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and get into it. Episode 5.
They keep saying that there's sex in these episodes, but I don't see
Jeez. Please bleep that out. I want to be monetized.
Oh, it tastes like fish egg. You gonna kick us out, bro?
Depends. Are you pompous jackasses?
Well, we're not pompous.
He's with me.
There's a lot of sexual tension between them.
The hell are you doing here?
You've never been hard to find.
Kind of liked my old futon.
I liked breaking it in. Nice place.
Okay.
Would you believe it if I said I missed you?
No.
Smart man. Columbia education really paid off.
If you came here to walk down memory lane,
Macaroni and cheese, child labor. They won't know what hit them. It'd be fun.
No. Never again.
That's disappointing.
You need some potassium, some electro.
Good morning.
Awkward.
thank you. You're a goddess.
Okay, you too. Let's talk business. Potential clients, real ones.
Press is still painting Castle like he's nothing more than some deranged lunatic.
Not like our boy was out collecting for the Red Cross.
I know,
You
but
think there's more to the story?
I found this photograph. It's of him and his wife and kids at the carousel.
Oh, his
I sort of
house.
broke into his house.
You did what? What?
Yeah,
We need to be done with the crazy, guys. We need normal.
It's really simple, Karen. Just, I don't want you to get hurt.
Aw.
Last night? I don't know. What happened last night? Yeah, it was great.
That was the bank.
Oh, no.
No, it's all good. There was a deposit.
Do me a favor, don't spend any of it.
Why not?
God, I was hit up by a potential client yesterday, so I'm not sure it's gonna work out. Let me get into it. I'll get back.
I like his hair when he was
Thank
younger.
you. I tried. Could surprise you.
Doubt it.
All right. You're just bored.
Electro naturals.
Matt Murdock.
Her name sounds dangerously close to Elektra Nachos.
On your left.
Captain America.
Is it yours?
It is. Until we get caught.
We need to talk. In private. I convinced District Attorney Reyes to scratch the names Nelson and Murdoch off her list.
There's an actual list?
Mr. Nelson, I'm sorry.
A legal firm sharing privileged communications with a client. I mean, even a deceased one, without a court order.
Things will go our way. There'll be an opening in the District Attorney's office in the not-so-distant future.
Show me a subpoena, and I'll cooperate like a son of a bitch. Still kinda here.
I'm gonna have to pay for that. If we get arrested for breaking and entering, the fun kind of stops.
Shows what you know. How does a blind man box?
Oh, my dad, he was the boxer.
Was?
Yeah, he died. Organized crime. I guess you could say he rubbed some people the wrong way.
Someone in particular?
A guy named Roscoe Sweeney. I don't know he pulled the trigger, but he gave the order. He probably went underground.
Oh, 6 feet, I hope. I knew it. said you were blind,
No, you said I was blind.
so you can see.
It's complicated. You got me.
Some interesting foreplay.
Heck yeah.
I feel like she's a better fit for him than sweet old Karen.
Yeah. There's something about like the women for these types of heroes. Like Spider-Man has Black Cat, Batman has kind of Catwoman. Oh, here we go.
I feel like that's a nasty place to be
Yeah.
fornicating.
Yeah, it is. The sweat of all these boxers, sweat and blood of all these men.
It's getting hot in here. Get the water. Like the first episode that they actually showed something good.
Can't show this in the MCU.
Totally should though.
Love when he does that, when he just stops the blind trade, jumps over stuff.
He must have quite a collection of these sticks, because he's always throwing them to the side.
That'd be horrible, like walking down the street and then seeing a blind man's cane. Like, what happened?
Miss Nachios, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Whether or not he can put them in terms you'll understand.
At the funeral,
Forget
I
it.
thought that you...
Ben was a real pain in my ass. So it follows that his friends would be too.
I'd like to talk to you about the Frank Castle article.
I know, terrifying.
Also inaccurate. The article is inaccurate by omission.
There's no evidence they actually served.
I've seen the medal, engraved with Castle's name next to a photograph of him shaking the secretary's hand.
You suggesting that his work was classified?
I don't know.
Where'd you see it?
Not important.
Pretty important.
He had a family,
Had?
all dead.
What do you think really happened?
That's what I don't know yet. But if I could dig through your files or I could check into your anything that I find, anything that I can prove.
Somewhere, Ben Urich is looking down. And just...
Boston, I will put you in the blender!
I'm sure you all have places to be, things to do with your wives, your mistresses. I have
Like her already.
There's an issue with that server.
I'm terribly sorry. Something has come up. Could we reconvene at another time?
In this city, a girl needs all the help she can get.
Chick.
Yep.
Let's get trashed and tell each other our sob stories.
Matt's dating our office assistant.
Cute one?
It's the DA. I called her bluff on a case she's building against the Punisher, and she doubled down. She's coming after us.
Reyes has her sights on the mayor's office. I'm building a platform on Frank Castle's conviction. One on our office is already under serious scrutiny. A lady by the name of Jessica Jones. She is gonna turn citywide disaster into damn fine lemonade.
And then there's Karen.
Not a single mention of Castle, his family, not even a John Doe that matches, just nothing.
So, if the Castles are not in this paper, it's because somebody wants to keep it quiet. April 14th.
When Titanic sank.
I thought that's the
Yep.
thing.
No civilians were reported injured, so nobody cared. It took me a week to get this in the paper. Mexican cartel, dogs of hell,
Kitchen
Irish.
This is it. This is where his family was killed.
Bolton gets the exclusive.
You got it, boss.
I don't drink anything they don't serve at Josie's.
Yeah, well, I don't see swill on the menu. How's the new client?
Yeah, nothing I haven't seen before. Seriously, doubt it's gonna pan out, but that's...
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Well, I think they're both distracted. She's focused on that story, and he's thrown off his game because of Elektra.
Obviously, but they also don't have anything else to talk about. They don't have anything in common.
You have a call.
Sorry to bother your wife, but
Gosh.
you had a few moments. That rooftop act was cute.
Nothing compared to your damsel in distress one.
Don't worry, you can keep the money. Really want to be done? Consider this me firing you.
Hey, where are we?
A house belongs to one of my father's many work associates.
Welcome home, darling.
This is how we live.
He's making such a mess.
I know. Not as big of a mess as
Sounds
she is.
expensive.
They don't have a security system in this house. These rich people don't. They don't have ADT.
Get me.
We belong together. Footsteps moving faster than your jet.
No. If I explain everything, he won't be mad. I promise. Son of a bitch who killed your father.
I knew I liked her.
Is it the place or is it?
It's definitely not you.
I know where we can go.
What is it?
Who cares? They have wine.
Right. Always felt more comfortable with the cheap stuff, you know?
Yeah. Well, here, I'll drink to that. Well, my hometown in Vermont had about 400 people, so the most ethnic food it offered was French fries. Every once in a while, New York makes me feel...
Like safe?
Yes. Is that weird?
Well,
I wish you could see this place.
I can. If you describe it to me.
Literally dripping with thousands of
Dripping.
lights.
The lights aren't the only thing that's dripping.
She's trying to be like a Electra.
This is me. We could sit.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna kiss you.
Sorry.
I have this
Giant
ability.
Don't even go there.
problem. My moral compass. It is pointing north
Holden Thomas Hardman. Stop.
to the truth of doing what's right.
Perfect night.
Bet you Electra's spying on him right now.
Probably. She's probably getting off on it, actually.
Most likely.
Is she about to pass out? But I'm just gonna think about you in the bathtub anyway. Okay, that's the last one. I'm done. Still got it.
Jesus Christ. I will hunt you.
No. An ugly name. I'm ugly man.
Oh, you're dead.
Went underground. But the scum always rises. He had to spend his blood money. Make a splash. Be the big man.
Pretty boy ain't got it in him.
You don't remember me. You killed my father.
I killed a lot of guys' dads.
Then let me help you.
Your father, Matthew, did for us.
Father wouldn't want this, Matt.
You're battling
I'm here
Jack's
for this.
boy.
Of course you are.
Like Electra is getting off on this. He's like in this dark side. I love it.
She's like owing right there.
What? Keep going. He knows your name.
Yeah, this is a predicament.
Kill him.
I can't do that.
We can do anything together. I thought you understood me.
Yeah, I thought I did too. I need to call the police. Yes, I'd like to report the location of a wanted felon.
See? You missed me too. Did you have a nice dinner?
Why did you take me to that mansion?
For fun.
That's fun for you? To try to push me into killing a man?
You wanted to.
No, I didn't. Don't do that. Not now.
Always this glorious darkness inside you.
No.
That's why I loved you. Don't deny what we have.
You think that's what love is? Someone's coming. Who is it, Electra?
If I had to guess, Yakuza.
No, that's... Do you know Aiko?
My confidence was high.
Not sorry, it's just manipulation with you. It's the same thing. Over and over again, you just manipulate.
Matthew!
You can handle this.
Do I need to push you this time?
I guess we'll have to see what happens next time. All right, that was the end of the episode. Introduction to Electra. A lot of stuff with their past. What did you think?
I like Electra. I really do.
I knew you would.
I think she's a better fit for Matt. I mean, okay, she brings out, you know, some violence in him and some vigilante tendencies, but I like her.
Yeah, I like her too. She
I think
reminds me
she's
a lot
great. Of who?
No one.
I think she's great. She's smart. She's you know, very capable, and they have some wicked chemistry. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think she's a better fit than sweet old Karen, sorry.
She'd be able to keep up with Matt a lot more than Karen could.
I don't know. I get it. I think that she's just trying to like...
Yeah, well, she tried to get him to kill that guy.
I mean, I get it.
I get that too, but she doesn't... He's right. He doesn't know him. He's not a murderer. Even the man who killed his father, he's just not.
Maybe, but but you know, I like where her head's at.
Yeah, and she couldn't, you know, accept that.
And I enjoy seeing Matt kind of unleash the beast. I enjoy it. I think she's a dynamic character, especially for this series, because obviously she's not like a clear-cut villain. She's like borderline, you know? I think she's a fascinating character. And I thought that it was really interesting that she kind of put him in that position where it's like, this is what you've wanted. Hold this person responsible that caused you pain, and here's your opportunity to do that. I obviously think that she wanted to see what he was going to do in that position, you know, whether he would follow through or not. Obviously he didn't, which is the Matt that we know. But I thought that it was nice to see that side of him, you know, kind of almost given to that any person kind of has. You know, we have moments in our lives where we can definitely go one route, but we choose to go the other. So I thought that was a really great moment. Not liking the Karen romantic relationship. And even more now that I see Elektra in this series, I'm just like, no. Not that like I want Matt and Elektra to be together. Seeing their chemistry, at least their sexual chemistry, and then to see him with Karen, I'm just like, she's all wrong for him. But I understand that I think what the series is trying to do is Karen is kind of that safe choice, somebody that brings out the good side of him.
Right.
And then you have
horrible.
And then you have Elektra, who kind of does the exact opposite.
Yeah, provides chaos for his life.
But keeps it spicy. So I see where they're going with that, but I didn't like Karen and Matt together before Elektra came in the picture. So it's not just because Elektra is in the series. I just don't. I think that Karen and Foggy make more sense. And they even alluded to, what's-her-face, Marcy, made the comment of, once he said, hey, my partner is dating our assistant. You know, and she made some comment like, oh, the girl that you have something in common with.
Yeah, the one that's your type or whatever.
Yeah, so I think that Karen and Foggy make much more sense and I like them together. But I am really digging Elektra, just like the type of environment that she brings with her. Also very into the fact that Karen is kind of unveiling this like hidden story of Frank Castle's life. I'm really liking that. I'm curious to see how that's gonna kind of develop, and that the DA is basically using the Frank Castle situation to build her career, excel her career basically. She has it out for the law firm. As a result. So that's setting it up for a very juicy storyline. I'm very curious how this is all gonna come to a head. And I am hoping and praying that Frank Castle makes his appearance again, because I really miss his character.
The Punisher.
Yeah, again, he brings a raw feeling to the series, you know, very dark, but at the same time, like, very heartfelt, like very emotional. Good episode, really good episode, and we're on a cliffhanger now, so I'm very curious to see what happens.
Yeah, I like Elektra as a character a lot. She's way too toxic to be with anybody, especially Matt though.
Yeah,
she's
agreed.
I agree with Matt. I think she's incredibly manipulative and whatnot, but from a viewing standpoint, it's crazy entertaining. Yeah.
It very much is.
It's exciting in that regard. I think I said before, I don't mind. I like Matt and Foggy being, Matt and Foggy. Matt and Foggy being together. Matt and Karen being together.
Of course not.
I think in the last episode, you know, where they finally had their moment and they were like, okay, let's go out. I was feeling that for Matt. I was like, okay, good. I'm glad you have some sense of like normalcy with a sweet girl that obviously likes you and you like her. And then, you know, he comes home and there's freaking Elektra there to ruin the day, ruin the party for him.
She didn't ruin it. I feel like because Karen is sweet, automatically people like are labeling it as like a good thing. but to me it feels forced. Like he's purposely trying to go that good route, but that doesn't mean that you have like chemistry with somebody that, I don't know, I just don't.
And I mentioned it earlier, but there's something to be said about like the characters of comics that are like these morally upright characters, the Batmans, the Spider-Mans, that have these female love interests that are like, that kind of push them in that way.
Yeah.
Spider-Man has Black Cat, which I don't think you've ever seen before, but she's very much like that. She's like a jewel thief, and they have like a thing that goes on.
I'm here for it. I like it.
Batman has Catwoman, you know, who's obviously pushes his buttons and tricks him, and they have a thing, and Daredevil and Elektra. The only one that doesn't have that, I think, that's like a character like that is probably Captain America, like his Peggy. But even Peggy was like in the military, and she was like tough, but she wasn't, I guess, like that. Superman, I guess, isn't like that either, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, with Elektra, obviously, she, you know, in her pocket, she has that ability to kind of cross between being different, unique, smart, and manipulative.
Very manipulative.
You know, it's like, so I think that she's very aware of that and uses that in her arsenal against him.
And she is very, very smart. You know, the fact that she's able to, she knew that like Matt would come to that place, and she knew that he'd be sitting there listening on the rooftop across, and then she plays it to her advantage.
Yeah, and I mean, she obviously knows what to do, when to do it, what to say, to kind of get that connection from him, you know, to draw him in.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why her character is so interesting. She has that ability to do that because we haven't really seen a lot of people, you know, Karen is, there's some kind of connection, you know, according to the storyline, but she has not been able to bring Matt in the way that Elektra did at the pace that Elektra has. You know what I mean? For them, it seems like everything happened very, very quickly before Matt could even realize it. Obviously, Karen is just...
Yeah, Karen doesn't know like who Matt really is, you know.
Yeah.
And Elektra does to an extent, but that moral line isn't aligned, and that's enough to make it so he's... I mean, nobody wants to be manipulated and lied to and
besides the fact that
forced to do something you're not comfortable with.
Besides the fact that she's manipulative, it also makes me question though, if Matt told Karen who he was, what he's been doing, if she would accept that, versus if Elektra found out, you know, his full past. I think Elektra would be obviously accepting of it and would even probably cheer him on.
Yeah, and probably use it against him at some point in the future, I'm sure.
Maybe, but it makes me think. I mean, I don't know. I'm enjoying Elektra, like you said, as a character, and kind of the fact that she brings this just really fast pace, dark side. Like, that's right up my alley.
Yeah,
So
I know it is. I think that if Elektra wasn't like, if she would just tone it down a little bit, because she doesn't, I don't feel like she respects Matt. Like, she doesn't respect his morality. And I feel like,
definitely not.
I feel like if she did, even if she didn't agree with
well,
it
and she
or whatever.
plays off of it too.
Yeah, which is horrible, a horrible thing to do to somebody, especially somebody you quote care about. But I feel like if she like really tried, Matt would probably be the only person for her as well that could really see her for who she is and still accept her regardless. So there's a stake in that for her. As to whether she cares enough, I don't know. But
I don't think that she has the capability to tone it down, you know?
Stop.
I think
They
obviously are naturally toxic together.
Yeah.
But I think that she makes fantastic choices as far as like it being entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that like she, you know, presented this man that caused such a destruction in Matt's life.
Kind of thoughtful, you know, that she hunted him down.
I mean, it's kind of like a Christmas present for him, but like in a weird way. So I'm enjoying her. I hope she sticks around. She's definitely a thorn in his behind. Here he is trying to like start things off with Karen.
And it went well, you know?
Yeah, you know.
There comes a psychotic, manipulative ex just sitting there on his couch. Just let herself in. But anyway.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
I like her. I like her.
Any last minute things? Yeah. Oh, the only other thing I said, they name dropped Jessica Jones, which I believe the first season actually came out before this. It doesn't ruin anything as far as like where we're at in the show. But after season 2 of Daredevil is season 1 of The Defenders before we go into season 3 of Daredevil. I'm debating whether or not we will just watch it and I'll just fill you in on who Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and stuff are, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of seasons of shows. We're going to be at this for a while.
How many seasons are there?
A lot. It's going to be a while. There's Jessica Jones season 1 and 2, Luke Cage at least season 1. I don't know.
Well, isn't there a way like more memorable characters that I should watch versus like ones that I don't really need to know about?
I mean, the Defenders are the 4. It's Luke Cage, which has at least 1 season. I think he might have 2. Iron Fist, which has 2 seasons. Jessica Jones has 2 seasons. And then Daredevil.
I've seen the most comments about Jessica Jones. That's the one that I'm most curious about.
Okay, I would be willing to do that. I actually am the only person on the entire internet that enjoyed Iron Fist, I think. But that's another significant character. And they all play a big role in the Defenders. It's like their Avengers, remember I told you. But anyway, that's it. We'll debate on how we want to do that, or we might just leave it up to the patrons. But that's it for now. I know we talked about this one for a while. Hopefully you enjoyed. Comment down below letting us know your thoughts on this episode. If you did enjoy the video, leave it a like. It does help the channel out a lot. Subscribe so you'll be notified next time we post a video. And consider joining my Patreon. You'll get early access to select videos as well as the full-length reaction to us watching this one. You'll just need a copy of it or access to Netflix to watch along. As always, Jen and I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone.